Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. There's some very heavy stuff going on right now, obviously, and I just wanted to come on today and try to kind of figure out what it is, transmute through it. I transmute by talking through it, by channeling through it, and so when I connect in with that channel, it flows through my chakra system and it starts to cleanse me and transmutes the energy into higher vibration. I've got a lot of it in there right now. I've got a lot of it kind of stuck in this space, and I'm having a hard time transmuting it. I've had a hard time transmuting it for the last couple of days. And it's just like that. If you guys remember, if you've been following me for a while, there is this energy that I had been battling with, excuse me, throat chakra stuff. Back when I came back from England the last time, I call it the frozen energy because it's that very, very depressed, that feels like just no will to live, just completely wrapped up in very heavy, very dense energy. And it's like just so sensitive to energy. I'm so deeply sensitive to energy, especially collective energy. And I've gotten more and more sensitive in the last 6 months. And so collectively, the things that are going on out there in the world right now, we just have this mass vibration of fear and purging and karmic energy and distorted masculine energy that has come up to be purged. It needs to be purged, and a lot of people are purging it all at once. And I knew this was going to happen. Echo, turn it down. And I came on here to pull a couple of cards and to just kind of work through it, to talk through it. I know a lot of people are going through it. And there are so many times where we come on here and the readers who come on here we have to have all the answers. We have to have all the answers for you. And I usually do this work. I usually do, whatever it is that I'm working on or transmuting. I do all of that behind the scenes, and then I come on afterwards and I tell you guys what I did to take care of it or handle it or what it looks like or why it's there, and to, help you guys through to be able to come to the other side of it, because I have gone through it and seen the other side of it. But right now, I am smack dab in the middle of it, and for some reason, Spirit wanted me to come on and show you what it looks like to be in the middle of it. Always using me as an example, always using me as the face for it, and how hard it is to be so sensitive, to process energy through our deeply, deeply feeling, loving hearts. And so when we are connecting in with the energies that are going on out there, there's all of this judgment. There's all of this judgment, separation, and shame, and anger, deep anger going on right now, and avoidance, all of those things. And so when you see them on the news or you see them on your social media or you feel all these energies from other people, it's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. It's everywhere. It's so hard to get away from it. Everyone is so sensitive to it. Our reality is so just immersed in all of those energies right now. And that's the point of those lower vibrational energies, is to bring us, they want to suck us into that energy. What's the trick? The trick is to transmute it. The trick is to recognize it, to understand that it's not all ours, and to do the work within ourselves to get to the other side of it. So as I try to make sense of this and talk through it, what happens is I get into my head and I want to be a leader. I want to show you guys how strong I am. I want to show you how strong you are. I want to reflect that to you. I want to be able to have the answers for you. I want to be able to tell you what all this is and how to make sense of it and how it makes sense in my brain. But because I feel because I'm in the middle of transmuting separation programming, I feel a kind of disconnect in my crown to the spiritual side of things. The last video that I posted was about balancing the mind, body, and spirit connection. And my mind is overloaded right now. My mind is trying to make sense of things. My subconscious energy is really, really overthinking and trying to make sense of it and trying to figure things out. And it's an overload. And so in that trinity, in that mind, body, and spirit connection, I am imbalanced in the spiritual side of things. The physical side, I have been making a dedicated, conscious effort at every single day to connect in with my body, to get the energy moving, to keep it moving. And when I get stuck in this mind frame, this mind loop of trying to figure things out, I make an effort to move the energy and do something physical, and it does help. It helps. But when I come back to a still place, my mind takes over again, which just is evidence to me that the spiritual connection, the spirit side of that trinity, is blocked right now. It's not missing. It's just blocked because of the density of this. I've tried meditation. I meditate all the time. I've tried so many different things. I have so many tools, and nothing seems to be working right now. And one of the things that I haven't been doing is really talking about it and working through it in that way, taking it from here out, getting it out. I transmute through my voice, so I take it from here and I shift it in that way. So I usually will stop myself if I don't have the flow, if I'm not in a channel, and I'm not in a channel right now. I'm not connected in a way that allows me to connect with my guides. And I hear Jesus knocking on the door. I hear him. I can feel him there. I can see him like in my peripheral vision. But there's some kind of fear there. I'm noticing the red on my shirt right now, so it's definitely in the root chakra. There is a fear of not being protected, not feeling safe. And it's like my little girl, my inner child, is curled up in the closet, hiding because she's been left all alone. So that's where I am, and I can feel him there, but she is protecting herself. So on my walk today, I was feeling this heaviness too before I started walking, and it feels really good to be out in the air, but obviously I can't do that 24/7. It feels really good to be moving. Can't be doing that all the time. But while I was walking, I started just speaking to her and speaking affirmations and just stating where I am and bringing myself back to the present, bringing myself back to who I am and what I am and the things that I see in myself, the things that I know that I'm transmuting. And what I started with was, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of love. and I am worthy of forgiveness. And repeated those over and over and over again until I could say them without crying. And I was saying them out loud as I was walking. And there are things that people do. There are choices that people make when they are in their subconscious energy, when they are in their inner child, and when their inner child comes in, their inner child's programming and belief systems and this lack. And there are things that they do that are meant for the highest and greatest good. My intention at all times is that I am on my highest vibrational timeline. I am. And yet, our subconscious energy, our previous programming, takes us on detours off of that timeline, off of that track, because it's not linear, because it's not a straight line, because we are meant to learn lessons from these things, because we were meant to extract something from it, because contrast is there in order to show us what we do want from what we don't want. And what my little girl has been searching for is something that's been missing. Something has been missing in her life. Something has been missing in her relationships. Something, and she's always been searching for it, and she didn't have the ability to see that that comes from within her. She wasn't taught. Things were always projected. And so she's not able to see that what she's searching for in other people is really something that she's missing inside of here. And so I have been searching for what is that that's missing? What is that that's missing? Do you have what I'm missing? No, it must be this person that has what I'm missing. No, it must be this person that has what I'm missing. No, it must be this person that has what I'm missing, because I labeled them, or I connected with them, or I attached to them because they mirrored something to me. They have something that I need. They have a mirror for me. Really, all of those people, that's what they've had. It's a mirror for me. But I don't need that mirror anymore. That's one of the things I said to myself on the walk this morning. I don't need that mirror anymore. I don't need that mirror from people. I can see it for myself. And I can see for myself that the thing that I was missing is inside of me. It's something inside of me that I've been searching for. Jesus is knocking again. It's that Christ energy. It's that divinity, that light inside of me, that spark, that connection to my body, that pride in myself, that love for myself. And my spark is what I've been missing. That spark comes from choice. That spark comes from freedom. That spark comes from the knowing that I only get that from myself. I can only get that from myself. And it's only in those times when we are judged, when we are abandoned, when we are shamed by other people, that we can get that back. We can call on that missing piece of ourselves by choosing not to shut down, by choosing not to close off our hearts, to keeping our hearts open anyway, to experiencing the depth of our emotions, to experiencing what our emotions are telling us, and loving anyway. Loving those people that judged you anyway, not accepting their judgment, only accepting their love and passing that back to them. Standing in the light and the power of who we are. sounds easier than it is, and I'm still trying to do that. I'm still working on that. It's so hard. To keep your heart open after it's been hurt. Especially to that person. It's so hard to keep your heart open to that person who did that. But by not closing ourselves off, we're choosing only to see the shadow that they were acting out of. We're choosing to only see their faults. In that way, we're judging them too. We're judging them. And I choose and surrender to keeping my heart open all the time as much as I can. They're telling me right now that that disconnect, that spiritual disconnect, comes from the protective mechanism around my heart. That wants to shut down and protect myself because at the end of the day, me and my love is not enough. It's not enough. I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect or they will leave. And that little girl inside of me just needs to be held. She just needs to be held. And I need to keep my heart open to her and show her love and forgiveness and show them that it's not about her. That it's not about her, that their actions are not about her, and she doesn't have to accept them as her own. They're not hers. They're not yours. They're not yours. It's about other people. That's their energy. That's their energy. That closes them down, that makes them feel safe. Judgment is a place of safety caused by fear. People hide under judgment in order to feel safe, to protect themselves from getting hurt. Shame does the same thing. It deflects. It's a reflection of pain in their own hearts. I choose to open my heart up, keep it open, and show my pain. Because there's so much love in the pain, too. There's so much beauty underneath of it in the resonance, sharing it, sharing a piece of myself, keeping myself open to allowing in love, to receiving love and resonance from those who understand and feel the same way or have felt that same thing. So I will choose again and again, surrender, as hard as it is. Every minute if I need to, every hour if I need to. It comes in waves. It's like this death process. If we don't surrender over and over and accept ourselves and choose to keep our hearts open, we'll shut down into this frozen energy. That's what it is for me usually. When I first sat down here, I started pulling some cards, and these are the cards that came out, and I knew that it's like, this is the first card that came out, hostilities. I'm like, no shit, right? There's so many hostilities going on in the world, and it's causing fights and arguments and distorted masculine energy to come into your awareness, into your realm, and could be causing, direct confrontations to you in your personal life. And it's because that's the energies that are going on out there right now. There's also this one that came all tied up, and then door to value. The energies of the world around us are keeping us locked in this little jail cell, feeling them. Being so sensitive to them is it's so hard to break free of. It's so hard to not feel the heaviness of all of that, the depth of that, to carry the weight of that on your shoulders when it's so dense out there. And it's holding us back from really understanding our worth, our sense. We're not able to look at how our sensitivity is part of our worth. How what a gift that is, to be that sensitive to the energy grid around us, to be able to read what the entire world is going through. And it's just such a gift. They're telling me it's such a gift. So, but one of the feelings, one of the emotions connected to this frozen energy that I've been talking about is deep, deep, deep loneliness because of the separation program. Because of the separation program, these events are meant to separate us. They are meant to try to pull us apart. They are meant to remove us from, separate us from our God spark, the God spark within us. From within us, and separate us from the people who reflect that back to us. I was sitting here and I don't know why, but I pulled my YouTube up on my phone and was looking for one of the light languages that I had done before, and I came across this video, and it says, light workers, one of my videos from 3 months ago, it said, light workers, intense loneliness, this is what the title is, it's a separation program from Atlantis. And I've been getting more and more information about the truth of my Atlantis story for the last couple of days, deeply, what that was for me. And in this reading, there's a light language and also a card reading. So I started watching it because there are always messages in my videos for me later, and it looks like for me it goes in cycles. It's this 3-month time period seems about right. But there's seeds, that were planted in those videos for me, for now. So I go back on there, and the music that I had turned on with Echo was Van Morrison radio station today. So I hit play on this video, and one of the first things that it says is that I have my music on and I'm playing Van Morrison, and it's like a complete repeat of today. And then the first card that I pulled in that video was this one, all tied up. This was like, and so it's no coincidence that all of those things are coming up. So the reason that I'm telling you that is because if you resonate with any of this, I don't have any answers for you today. I have no fucking answers. I got nothing, okay? I got nothing. And I'm okay to say that. I got nothing, except I'm keeping my heart open. I'm keeping my heart open to receive and to give the depth of who I am, all of who I am, all of me, the light and the shadow, the light and the heavy, so that you can see the truth of who I am, so that you can accept the truth of who you are in all of your moments. Don't judge yourself for where you are. Don't judge yourself for processing whatever it is that you're processing. We all go through it. We all do it. We just usually do it behind the scenes. But we have to love, when we love each other, we love all of each other. We have to love and understand that the light and the shadow is there. It's necessary for balance. It is there for a reason. And if those people who you're thinking about or talking about or thinking about right now are able to stay in an expansive space and learn from their shadows, it's a lot easier to give them love then. But we have to love them anyway. Those people that you're battling against, those opinions that you're battling against, those on the other side of things, they are no different than us. They share the same air as us. They breathe the same as we do. And they are the same, and they are our mirrors. They're mirroring something to us. So if you judge their opinion or their point of view or their aggressiveness or whatever it is, there's something inside of you that longs to express that kind of anger, that has some repressed anger, or there's something in you that you are judging. And that energy itself needs to be transmuted. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with them. It doesn't mean that you have to accept their truth. That's not the point of it. The point is abolishing this separation program, and we do that by meeting in the middle. You are not right. They are not right. We both are right. There's something. There is an element of something inside of these energies that binds the two of you together. What is it? The need for freedom? The need to have your voice heard? The desire to be seen, to really be seen, and to be free? Both sides want that. Everybody wants that. And so we sit in the middle and we meet in the middle by seeing that, by connecting with that, by resonating with them in that way, and accepting the way that they go about it is shadow energy. It's trauma. It's judgment programming. It's separation programming. That's working because it pushes people away from them. I want to draw those people into me. I want to draw them in, and I want to say, I love you anyway. I love you anyway, despite that behavior. Despite that, I forgive you for that. I forgive you for that. I create boundaries around that, and I say, this is not okay for the future. This is something that I can forgive, and it's time to let that go. If they are in a place of not expansion or not willing to learn from those shadows, not willing to admit or own to their mistakes or to the way that they were acting that was in trauma energy or whatever it is, then it's time for you to love them and leave them. It's time for you to love them and say, I forgive you, but I have to protect myself over here. If they are not willing to expand and to forgive themselves, to apologize, and to own what they've done. If they are willing to do those things deeply from a place of real humility and depth of compassion and love in their hearts for themselves and for you, we have to accept them. We have to love them anyway. We have to love all the pieces of them because they are trying to leave their past behind them. They're trying to leave their past behind them. Sometimes their past is just yesterday. That's the work. That's the work that we have to do. I'm going to put a link for that other video down in the box below this. Make sure you go over and watch that one because I'm going to go watch the rest of it too. I only watched 1 minute and 40 seconds of it. So I'm going to go over and watch that. I know that there's messages in it. Maybe the answers for what I'm telling you, I don't have the answers for today. Maybe they're in that video over there. So go over and watch that. And if you know of anybody that needs that too, that's in the middle of this loneliness and this just desperation and this kind of fear programming with everything that's going on, things are getting to be very heightened, send that over to them and hopefully it'll help them too. Thank you so much for listening and holding me in this space and allowing me to continue to be vulnerable and keeping my heart open. Okay? Love you guys.